Hello, this is Mark Loaded, back for another video, and Alexa, set timer for 30 minutes.
30 minutes, starting now.
Oh yeah. Happy last day of March. This is when I was making it. And let's continue on after Kaganovich has proven that Kaganavichism is a triumphant belief. Oh, button. West Germany requests Comic-Con integration. Comic-Con started in the 1950s to promote international trade and boost the economies of socialist states and the Soviet Union. It was meant to create a system of cooperation since its foundation most members sought to promote their own economic self-sufficiency. However, the German Democratic Republic, or DDR, wishes for CARICOM to be more closely integrated its member economies, especially with regards to trade and economic cooperation among the member states. We can accept the proposal, however, other states may criticize us for not walking toward a unanimous consensus as it is the established norm and more aligned to those states. A great idea. The Chicago Freedom Movement. Reverend Martin Luther King has taken his civil rights campaign from segregationist South to Chicago. His arrival is meant to support the efforts of ending de facto housing and education in employment segregation rampant across the city. Although local black residents at first resisted Dr. King, he was able to help put together the Chicago Freedom Movement and began staging rallies across the city. Despite some incidents of violence from the police and white residents, eventually Dr. King was placed on a list of demands to Chicago City Hall to put pressure on its leaders to act against discrimination. The campaign highlights racial discrimination exists across the United States, not just the South, and it is said about influencing outcoming legislation in Congress over unfair housing practices. The Chicago Freedom Movement marks the largest civil rights campaign in the North. Interesting. Now what's everyone doing? You're doing infantry cost planning. Last time, your construction fortifications and the southern forts. You're investing in Egyptian great works. You're still doing your thing. You're revising the Rust Belt. You're refining the Dalmatian industries. You're building sports stadiums. You're reviving the sport. You're getting the Austrian economic future. You can't do anything. You're expanding heavy industry development. You're getting economic social system of socialism. You're embracing civil nationalism. You're founding nope. So first attack of the day. Influence country still. And we have done the reforms to Komsomol. So focus on Komsomol into ideological education. Education has been the forefront of the communist agenda. Comrade Lenin himself instituted a highly successful campaign of eradicating illiteracy to be a communist. However, one must be well versed in the theory of Marxist-Leninism. We cannot risk the communists of the future to be ignorant of Leninism teachings, or worse yet, succumb to the temptation of capitalism. Every Komsomolet will know the works of Marx, Engels, Lenin, and Stalin by heart. Hoorah! How far away from this? Yeah, advanced plumbings are going to be soon, so soon we may do a soft moon landing. Very good. Vietnam's still going on. It's going to go until the 70s. And established dependent state in Indonesia, creating the Marxist People's Republic of Indonesia under Anak Haryanto. The next nation I will influence is the Republic of Congo, carrying they're already Maoist. So, that logic. The economic system of socialism, the German Democratic Republic, announced the initiative of a new economic system of socialism. The planned policy promises to restore central planning and focus heavily on high technology to establish self-sufficient economic growth. The initiative is meant to rapidly expand the economy to deplete the West and the science critics who argue previous economic models lacked socialistic characteristics. The plan inherently reduces funding for other sectors in the economy, but the boost the economic expects to receive will offset any issues related to stagnation in these sectors or increasing debt. This will save the East Germany economy. Who knows? What's your plan up there, Harwich? We will never know. What are you doing? You're contacting the Jaf tribes. You're still doing that. You're allowing private agricultural plots. You're reversing the hijab ban. You're opening reports on Ivan Goriana. You're getting balanced outlook. You're getting Bravitstvo I Jedidstvo. You're finding a naval academy. You're doing the thing as last time. You're promoting the Auschwitz text. You can't do anything. You're adopting rocket boats. You're getting Überholen ohne Einzulholen. No idea what that is. You're getting American alignment, even though you're in the Soviet aligned bloc. I still don't get it. You're founding a naval academy. You're establishing the Burmese Naval Training Academy. You can't do anything. You're highly optimizing centers in medical research. Your International Development Fund, Naval Repair Department, and Electrification Campaign. You can't do stuff. EP222. And continue on. Auto save it. Finish my game. Thank you very much. Advanced plumbing. I just need anti-slosh / vortex baffles. 500 days we will be making a manned soft landing and return. I don't know what's the difference between a manned landing and a manned soft landing, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty different. The Pakistan-Afghanistan talks end in failure. The Foreign Minister of Afghanistan informed the Pakistani government that the proposal on looser borders was unacceptable. The minister insisted the only solution was the removal of Pakistani forces from Pashtunistan, and the referendum for the people to decide. We were no progress in sight. The talks were quickly concluded. Many in Pakistan are despondent over the failed talks. We have some opposition leaders openly criticizing the president for his failed and resolve intentions with Afghanistan, regardless the government of Captain. Sorry, my ears were ringing. My ears were ringing. My deepest apologies. They resolve intentions with Afghanistan, regardless the government. It had tried and hopes in time the Afghan government will see reason. In Kabul, the hardliners praised the government for its firm stance, while moderates voiced criticism over the inflexibility shown during the negotiations. Rats. Yeah, let them fight. "20 minutes into the video. Okay, we're done that. You're denouncing your previous aggressive foreign policy, while also still going ahead with it. Anyway, Raise powers and responsibilities of Komsols. How can we have Komsomol to be a training ground for our future leaders if they are not given the chance to be leaders? The Komsols will be given more authority and responsibility for day-to-day runnings of Komsomol, preparing our youth to uphold the civic democracy. What's the one I was doing? In possibly 5 days you will have a coup, and while you're doing that you're launching the Urson reforms, which is lower your economic growth rate. Your request back the Ionian Islands. I'll probably refuse. You're doing the July 1964 trials, even though it's September of 1966. You're getting temperance. You're doing the same as last time. Same as last time. You're getting environmental debates. Same as last time. You can't do anything. Same as last time. Same as last time. Same as last time. You're getting hardy seamen. You're getting hospital laboratories. You get military industrial complex. You get the naval repairs. You can't do anything. You're abolishing agricultural taxes. Can't do anything. You're getting SIGA. American aircraft training. Nationalism. Can't do anything. Probably gonna watch Turkey like a hawk. 5. The coup never came. Alright, the Congo. PP. Establish Dependent State. So we got the People's Republic of Congo under the Congolese Workers' Party. Actually happened in real life. Check it out. You're still going down your tree, so we don't know if you're going communist or not. Hope you do. Where's the high communistic support? There's one here, but due to them being at war with Laos and Vietnam, I have tried to stop those. Anytime you wipe peace in this mod, it crashes. Don't try it. So either they die and I get to take the Central Africas. I don't think it'll allow me to. You're gonna meet with Martin Luther King. Very interesting stuff. Where's another country with high communist support? Check you. You don't have any. France does, but they're still basically a puppet. You do not. You do not. You do not. You do not. You do. Or at least you have socialist. I can work with that. Is there anyone else? There's Guinea. There's Senegal. Not Gambia. There is Congo. Oh wait, you're still fine with them. Once you win, then yes. No. Not quite. No, and definitely no. I'll start doing Mauritius. Because what the hell, why not? what I want to press on. You're incentivizing productivity with tax breaks. Rages is in Komsomol construction groups. Though few would dare to speak of it, the Komsomol construction groups are rather ill paid for their valuable work they do for the Soviet state. We are not capitalists, and young builders of communism will be fairly compensated for their labor. The Black Panther Party. Did they actually exist during the time of Martin Luther King? Who knows? As a consequence of the second Great Migration was the emergence of the African American communities in cities outside of the South. These residents faced discrimination, violence, and racism constantly from the residents. The tactics of the civil rights movement in the South meant to combat legal segregation and sharecropping were not applicable for them. Young black youths organized Black Power groups to study how black communities can eventually achieve economic and political power as well as equal rights. Hugh Newton and Bobby Seale established the Black Panther Party. From these discussions in Oakland, they drew inspiration from the black nationalist rhetoric of Malcolm X and posed the accommodation with their oppressors. The group joined with militant student groups to form self-defense forces to protect against white supremacists and racist police patrols. They are set up camps and are legally collecting arms for defense. The groups is among a new trend of black nationalists that refuse to compromise their rights to protection from outside violence. Interesting. They're also known for being very socialist. PP. Requests from the Ionian Islands. So no. The islands are mine. Screw you, I need them for the ports. You're distancing the party from Ahmed Tawfiq. Kopernik declares Austria the first victim of fascism. You were not. Italy technically could be claimed as such. Second being San Marino. Then it could be... well, okay, if it means like fascist aggression, then technically it would be Greece, but they were another fascist country. It's debated on what type of fascism it means. If it means like Germany, yes, they could be classified that. You could also claim the Saarland was the first, but they joined democratically. Austria was invaded with popular support. So, debate this in the comments. I don't know. Could it be the first country that became fascist? No. First country that was invaded by Germany? Yes. First country to be invaded by a fascist country? No. That would be either Spain, if you classify intervention as it, Ethiopia, the independent tribes of the Sulawesi, of the Senussi order in Libya. I guess you could say the region of Trieste, the Free State of Fiume, could be classed as the first victim, although they wanted to join in any way and were the first fascist country in a way. Is a very debated topic. Being the first country to be attacked by Germany, yes, that's a fact. Today, East Austria General Secretary Johann Kopernik declared Austria the first victim of fascist imperialism. In a statement, Koplik expressed the idea that Austrian rule did nothing more than stepping stones for world domination and the total destruction of post-Enlightenment values. While appearing to be a small development in the small country, many correspondents believe the acceptance of East Austrian victimhood signifies the end of denazification in this small Central European nation. As the population has come to recognize the danger of fascism as both the Austrian state and the people, yet some are not enthusiastic. Many in the Jewish community denounced the recent statement on the grounds that it removed the national group from the Holocaust, regardless of the implications. It is clear the dark chapter in Austrian history is exploding. Interesting. Fun fact, Austria was fascist when Germany invaded, so technically they weren't the first fascist country. They weren't part of fascist imperialism when you're already fascist. That's sort of like saying they were the first ones to be attacked by the Nazis. They were not the first to be attacked by fascists in general. Anyway, more important, watching Turkey like hawks and the coup doesn't succeed. Geothermal power plants. Some incident in Macau has happened. I have no idea, but Macau 4.D has happened. Now getting a 4.A. Whatever that was, who knows? East Germany requests altered terms. The German Democratic Republic made an unusual request regarding the proposed economic agreement treaty. They wish to change certain elements, especially those related to the trade and planning. Germany believes that the conditions are harmful for their development and economic objectives. On our economic official notes that this may be true, but the conditions that reduce favorable opportunity for the Soviet economy for the sake of the greater population and trust. We accept these changes, though losing the advantage would come from the original purpose. We would also reject the proposal. This would show our displeasure and pressure them to not move away from our guidance. Only they cannot survive without our help. We accept. So whether the German economy is in our interest. Very good. I need to check. Do we have enough? Yeah, we have more than enough. Now we've got the Socialist Republic of Mauritius, led by Yahya Toba. PP 222. Hey. Support for Komsomol members getting higher and technical education. The Soviet Union has chronic labor shortage. That is we have plenty of jobs for our people, but no one to do them. Is by encouraging members of the Komsomol to pursue university degrees and technical education, we will raise our new generation of professionals ready to serve the Soviet Union. You don't have enough. You're doing some random military thing, getting Czech L-29s. Start influencing you. Holt sees the Conservative coalition to the 8th consecutive term. The Liberal Country coalition has received their 8th consecutive consecutive election victory, my god, under the newly elected Prime Minister Harold Holt. Pardon me. Following his predecessor's retirement back in January, the coalition managed to secure a large majority in the House. His commitment to anti-communism and close relations with the United States has convinced a larger proportion of the voting population that the Liberal Party is still the right choice to lead the nation. The Labour Party, by contrast, is getting back to the drawing board to wonder where it went wrong. Leader of the opposition, Oliver Caldwell, has his refusal to intervene in foreign affairs to foreign nations on Australia's close border have been smeared as a communist sympathiser, even after his refusal to change his beliefs on the White Australia policy as a necessary have not won the almost entirely white nation on its side. His leadership, after 3 straight elections losses, appears to be in grave doubt. Swearing suave for 3 more years. Where your election is only 3 years. Huh. You're introducing draconian anti-corruption legislation. You're getting Comic-Con aid. You're integrating your sonar systems. You're improving national highways. You're increasing Septemberist members. You're throwing out old traditions. You're getting the Burujani meeting. You're well-supported fleet. You're getting the Court of Terror. You're promoting meritocracy. You can't do anything. You're attempting to archive full food security. You're subsidizing unprofitable industries, artillery research, saga, infantry cost cutting. Can't do anything. Rehabilitation centers, military youth, anti-Juche coup. All the Juches were already kicked out. Anyway, increase lower ranks responsibilities to weed out fellow travellers. There are many youths who, though intellectual and capable, join Komsomol merely to secure a volunteer party job, and the benefits that come from it. Without being truly committed to communist cause, everyone will be made to do their part, and the Komsomol who shirks their duty will be removed from the organisation. Okay. You're getting capital ship efforts. You can't do anything. You're revising plans and you're distinguishing admirals. PP. You got the Republic of Senegal and Marxist-Leninism. No. And we've got 1 minute remaining. Gordon chosen as Holt's successor. The short interim Prime Minister of John McWillan has now ended, with Senator John Gorton having won the ensuing leadership spell following Holt's mysterious and tragic disappearance. Oh yeah, I remember someone talking about this. I can't remember. There was something about him disappearing. One of the videos that was with a catchy title was you just scroll past because it looked like it's fake. Alexa, stop. He received support from many within the party, including Army Minister Malcolm Fraser, to defeat the Free candidates for his position. The only senator in Australian history to become Prime Minister, Gordon, in a short time he has done much for his district himself from his predecessor. He has stated and pursued independent defense of foreign policy, while also distancing his nation from the traditional ties of Britain. His centrist policies have found themselves already alienated with powerful Liberal state leaders. Time to tell if the new way of thinking against the traditionalist game the Liberal Party may see a ministry a successful one or a failed one. The larrikin flare now leads the nation. Double beams, general system. And this is where I'll leave off the video. So, Iran's investing in rocketry. You're reducing party interference in academic culture. You're still getting Comic-Con aid. You're still doing your thing. You're just doing it last time. You're forcing Rodovic's resignation. You're doing the same as last time. You get Air Logic Corps. You're promoting meritocracy. You're not doing anything. You're attempting to save the economy, and you're increasing foreign borrowing. You're just doing last time. Last time. Can't do anything. Rural development. Same as last time. Can't do anything. Same as last time. Can't do anything. Can't do anything. Workers' Bill of Rights and Urban Service. So with all that, I call this video due. So sometime soon we'll have the September 6th coup. Doesn't tell us when, but it will soon. And soon we'll have that damn Iraqi war. Hopefully. Well, see you next time. Hope to see you. This is Matt signing off. Good day, goodbye.